North America UNESCO World Heritage.
Hokey Mountain State Historic Site, Illinois, U.S., 1982. Hokey Mountain, some 8 miles northeast of St. Louis, Missouri, is the largest pre-Columbian settlement north of Mexico. It was occupied primarily during the Mississippian period, when it covered nearly 4,000 acres and included some 120 mounds, a striking example of complex sheepdom society. With many satellite mound centers and numerous outlying hamlets and villages, this agricultural society may have a population of 10 to 20,000 at its peak. Between 1,050 and 1,150 primarily features a site include Mox Mound, the largest prehistoric earthwork in the Americas, covering over 12 acres and standing 10 feet high. Monumental Earthworks of Property Point, Louisiana, U.S., 2014. Monumental Earthworks of Property Point owes its name to a 19th century plantation close to the site, which is the lower Mississippi Valley and slightly elevated and narrow landform. The complex comprises 5 mounds, 6 concentric semi-elliptical ridges separated by shallow depressions and a central plaza. It was created and used for residential and ceremonial purposes by a society of handler fishers gatherers between 3,700 and 3,100 BP. It has a remarkable achievement in earth construction in North America that was unsurpassed for at least 2,000 years. Waterton Glacier International Peace Park, Montana, U.S., Alberta, Canada, 1995. In 1932, Waterton Lakes National Park, Alberta, Canada was combined with the Glacier National Park, Montana, United States, to form the world's first international peace park. Situated on the border between the two counties and offering outstanding scenery, the park is essentially rich in plant and mammal species, as well as prairie, forest, and alpine and facial features. Chloane, Wrangell Strait, Elias, Glacier Bay, Tatshan Chini Alsek, Alaska, U.S., British Columbia, Canada, 1979. These parks comprise an impressive complex of glaciers and high peaks on both sides. On the border between Canada, Yukon Territory, and British Columbia in the United States, Alaska, the spectacular natural landscape are home to many grizzly bears, caribou, and Dall sheep. The site contains the largest non-polar ice field in the world. Dinosaur Provincial Park, Alberta, Canada, 1979. Dinosaur Provincial Park contains some of the most important fossil specimens discovered from the age of dinosaur. Period of Earth's history, the proper is unmatched in terms of the number and variety high-quality specimens, which to date represent more than 44 species, 34 genera, and 10 families of dinosaurs. Dating back 75 and 77 million years, the park contains exceptional riparian habitat features as well as badlands of outstanding descentic value.
Gros Morne National Park, Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada, 1987. Situated on the west coast of the island of Newfoundland, the park provides a rare example of the process of continental drift, where deep ocean crust and the land rocks of the earth mantle lie exposed. More recent glacial action has resulted in some spectacular scenery, with coastal lowland alpine plateau, fort, glacial valleys, sheer cliffs, waterfalls, and many pristine lakes. Miigwech National Park, Quebec, Canada, 1999. The paleontological site of Miigwech National Park in southern eastern Quebec, on the southern coast of the Gaspé Peninsula, is considered to be the world's most outstanding illustration of the Devonian period. Known as the Age of Fishes, dating from 370 million years ago, the Upper Devonian Formation represented here contains 5 of the 6 fossil fish groups associated with this period. Its significance stems from the discovery there of the highest number and best preserved fossils specimen of the luvine fishes that gave rise to the first our large air-breathing terrestrial vertebrates, the theropods. Wood Buffalo National Park, Northwest Territories in Alberta, Canada, 1983. Wood Buffalo National Park is an outstanding example of ongoing ecological and biological processes, encompassing some of the largest undisturbed grass and sedge meadows left in North America. It sustains the world's largest herds of wood bison, a threatened species. The park's huge tracts of boreal forest also provide crucial habitat for a diverse range of other species, including the endangered whooping crane. The continued evolution of a large inland delta, salt plains, and gypsum karst add to the park's uniqueness. Canadian Rocky Mountain Parks, British Columbia and Alberta, Canada, 1984. The 7 parks of the Canadian Rockies form a striking mountain landscape with large mountain peaks, ice fields and glaciers, alpine meadows, lakes, waterfalls, extensive karst cave system, and deeply incised canyons. The Canadian Rocky Mountain Parks possess exceptional natural beauty, attracting millions of visitors annually.
Nahanni National Park, Northwest Territories, Canada, 1978. Located along the South Nahanni River, one of the most spectacular wild rivers in North America. This park contains deep canyons and huge waterfalls, as well as unique limestone cave system. The park is also home to animals of the boreal forest, such as wolves, grizzly bears, and caribou. Those sheep and mountain goats are found in the park's alpine environment. Rideau Canal, Ontario, Canada, 2007. The Rideau Canal is a large strategic canal constructed for military purposes which played a crucial contributory role in allowing British forces to defend the colony of Canada against the United States of America, leading to the development of 2 distinct political and cultural entities in the North of America continent, which can be seen as a significant stage in human history. Next is Head Smash in Buffalo Jump, Alberta, Canada, 1981. In southwest Alberta, the remains of march trails, an aboriginal camp, and tumulus were vast quantities of buffaloes, or American bison. Skeletons can still be found, are evidence of a custom practiced by aboriginal peoples of the North American plain for nearly 6,000 years. Using their excellent knowledge of the topography of buffalo behavior, they killed their prey by chasing them over a precipice. The carcasses were later carved up in the camp below. Lands of Meadows National Historic Site, Canada, 2017. Lands of Meadows National Historic Site contains the excavated remains of complete 11th century Viking settlement, the earliest evidence of Europeans in North America, situated at the tip of the great northern peninsula of the island of Newfoundland. This exceptional archaeological site consists of 8 timber frames turf structures built in the same style as those found in Norse Greenland and Iceland from the same period. The buildings include 3 dwellings, 1 forge, and 4 workshops on a narrow terrace overlooking a peak bog and small brook near the shore of Epaves Bay in the Strait of Belle Isle.
Gangway, British Columbia, Canada, 1981. The village of Nandins is located on a small island off the west coast of the Queen Charlotte Islands, Haida Gwaii. Remains of houses together with carved mortuary and memorial poles illustrate the Haida people's art and way of life. The site commemorates the living culture of the Haida people and their relationship to the land and sea, and offers a visual key to their oral traditions. UNESCO. Jaggins Fossil Cliffs, Nova Scotia, Canada, 2008. The Jaggins Fossil Cliffs have been termed the College Galapagos and are the world reference sites for the college. Their complete and accessible fossil-bearing rocks exposures provide the best evidence known of the iconic features of the Pennsylvanian or Carboniferous period of Earth history. UNESCO. Mistaken Point, New Finland, Canada, 2016. This fossil site is located at the southeastern tip of the island of New Finland in eastern Canada. It consists of a narrow 17 km long strip of rugged coastal cliffs of deep marine origin. This cliff date to the Ediacaran period 580 to 560 million years ago, representing the oldest known assemblages of large fossils anywhere. These fossils illustrate a watershed in the history of life on Earth. The appearance of large biologically complex organisms after almost 3 billion years of micro-dominated evolution. UNESCO. Red Bay Bass Whaling Station, Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada, 2013. Red Bay, established by bass mariners in the 16th century at the northeastern tip of Canada, on the shore of the Strait of Belle Isle, an archaeological site that provides the earliest, most complete and best preserved testimony of the European whaling tradition. Grand Bahia, as it was called by those who founded the station in 1530s, was used as a base for coastal hunting, butchering, rendering of whale fat by heading to produce oil and storage. It became a major source of whale oil which was shipped to Europe where it was used for lighting. The site, which was used in the summer months, includes remains of rendering ovens, cooperages, wharves, temporary living quarters, and a cemetery, together with underwater remains of vessels and whalebone deposits. The station was used for some 70 years before the local whale population was depleted. UNESCO.
El Tayan Press, Phoenix City, Veracruz, Mexico, 1992. Located in the state of Veracruz, El Tayan was its site from the early 9th to the early 13th century. It became the most important center in northeast Mesoamerica after the fall of the Teotihuacan Empire. Its cultural influence extended all along the Gulf and penetrated into the Maya region and the high plateau of central Mexico. Its architecture, which is unique in Mesoamerica, is characterized by elaborate carved reliefs on the columns and frieze. The Pyramid of the Niches, a masterpiece of ancient American and Mexican architecture, reveals the astronomical and symbolic significance of the buildings. El Tayan has survived as an outstanding example of the grandeur and importance of the pre-Hispanic cultures of Mexico. Historic town of Guanajuato and adjacent mines, Mexico, 1988. Founded by the Spanish in the early 16th century, Guanajuato became the world-leading silver extraction center in the 18th century. These ponds can be seen in its subterranean streets and the Boca del Inferno, a mine shaft that plunges a breathtaking 600 meters. The town finds Baroque and neoclassical buildings resulting from the prosperity of the mines have influenced buildings throughout central Mexico. The churches of La Compañía and La Valenciana are considered to be among the most beautiful examples of Baroque architecture in Central and South America. Guanajuato was also witnessed events which changed the history of the country. Whale Sanctuary of El Vizcaíno, Baja California, Mexico, 1993. Located in the central part of the peninsula of Baja California, the sanctuary contains some exceptional and interesting ecosystems. The coastal lagoons of Ojo de Libre and San Ignacio are important reproduction and wintering sites for the gray whale, harbor seal, California sea lion, northern elephant seal, and blue whale. The lagoons are also home to the 4 species of endangered marine turtle. Historic Center of Morelia, Michoacan, Mexico, 1991. The Historic Center of Morelia is an outstanding example of urban planning which associates the ideas of Spanish Renaissance with the Mesoamerican experience.
Historic Center of Mexico City and Xochimilco, 1987. Built in the 16th century by the Spanish of the ruin of Tenochtitlan, the old Aztec capital, Mexico City is now one of the world's largest and most densely populated cities. It has 5 Aztec temples, the ruins of which has been identified, a cathedral, the largest on the continent, and some fine 19th and 20th century public buildings such as Palacio de las Bellas Artes. Xochimilco lies south of Mexico City, with its network of canal, artificial island. It testifies to the effort of the Aztec people to build a habitat in the midst of an unfavorable environment. Central University City Campus of the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico, 2007. The ensemble of buildings, sport facilities, and open spaces of the Central University City Campus of the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico was built from 1949 to 1952 by more than 60 architects, engineers, and artists who were involved in the project. As a result, the campus constitutes a unique example of 20th century modernism integrating urbanism, architecture, engineering, landscape design, and fine arts with reference to local tradition, especially to Mexico. The Hispanic past, the ensemble embodies social and cultural values of universal significance, is one of the most significant icons of modernity in Latin America. Protective town of San Miguel and the Sanctuary of Jesus Nazareno de Atotonelco, Mexico, 2008. San Miguel de Allende is an exceptional example of integration of different architectural trends and style on the basis of 16th century urban layout. Religious and civil architecture exhibit the evolution of different styles, well integrated in the homogeneous urban landscape. Urban mansions are exceptionally large and rich for medium-sized Latin American town. The Sanctuary of Atotonelco is an outstanding example of a specific religious settlement, containing exceptional decoration that make it masterpiece of Mexican Baroque. Ancient Maya City and Protective Tropical Forest of Calakmul, Campeche, Mexico, 2014. The site is located in the central southern portion of the Yucatan Peninsula in southern Mexico, include the remains of the important Maya city Calakmul. Set deep in the tropical forest of the Tierras Bajas, the city played a key role in the history of the region for more than 12 centuries and is characterized by well-preserved structures, providing a vivid pictures of life in an ancient Maya capital. The property also falls within the Mesoamerica Biodiversity Hotspot, the third largest in the world, encompassing all subtropical and tropical ecosystems from central Mexico to the Panama Canal.